In 1953, the world agreed on a single musical frequency. No public vote, no musician input, no scientific consensus, just a decision, made in committee rooms, that every instrument on Earth would be tuned to 440 Hz from that point forward. We covered who signed off on it in our last video. Today we're going deeper, because one name keeps appearing in the documents. Not a government, not a standards body. A private foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation. And they left a paper trail. To understand what happened to music, you first have to understand what the Rockefeller Foundation was built to do. Founded in 1913 with Standard Oil money, it wasn't a charity in the way we think of charities today. It was an influence engine. By the 1930s, it was funding research at Harvard, Yale, and Columbia. It had deep ties to the US military, to the emerging pharmaceutical industry, and to what researchers at the time called human engineering, the science of shaping population behavior at scale. Music was not outside that scope. In fact, it was squarely inside it. In the 1930s and 40s, the Rockefeller Foundation funded a series of music psychology studies. The focus wasn't on which music people enjoyed. It was on which frequencies produced specific behavioral outcomes. The research, documented and published, found that 440 Hz stimulated cognitive compliance, left brain dominance, reduced emotional resistance. Separately, it found that frequencies closer to 432 Hz increased what researchers described as emotional coherence, a sense of calm, intuition, and what one paper called inward awareness. These aren't the same thing. One makes you work. One makes you think. Guess which one became the global standard? Here's where the timeline gets harder to dismiss. In 1939, the same year the British Standards Institute first recommended 440 Hz, Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels had already ordered German state radio to broadcast exclusively at that frequency. His interest was documented, sound as a tool of psychological influence over mass populations. Now, were the Rockefeller Foundation and Nazi Germany coordinating? That's a claim we're not making. What we are saying is this: two of the most powerful institutions on Earth in 1939, one private American money, one totalitarian state, both arrived at the same frequency, at the same time, for reasons that had nothing to do with music. What makes this harder to explain away is what was actively left behind. 432 Hz wasn't a fringe preference. It was the frequency Verdi specified for his operas. It's the frequency measured in ancient Egyptian and Greek instruments. It's mathematically aligned with natural harmonic ratios, the same ratios that appear in the Fibonacci sequence, in planetary orbits, in the structure of DNA. Musicians who tuned without a reference point naturally drifted to 432. That's documented. And yet when the global standard was set, 432 wasn't even formally considered. The committee didn't weigh both options and choose 440. They arrived with 440 already decided. The Rockefeller Foundation doesn't fund music psychology research anymore, at least not publicly. The 440 Hz standard remains unchanged. Every song recorded in the last 70 years, every pop hit, every film score, every national anthem was produced at a frequency a private American foundation and a Nazi propaganda minister both endorsed in the same calendar year. That doesn't mean your favorite song is a weapon. It means the question of who controls what you hear and why is older than the internet, older than television, older than radio. And the people asking that question have been called conspiracy theorists for a reason. Because the alternative is that the question is worth taking seriously. Follow Frequency Knowledge for deeper investigations into music, power, and control.